Hi, my name is Sarah and welcome to Move Movement Yoga. I really appreciate you guys being here today for this class. If you notice, as we move today, it is raining, so I hope that you can appreciate the sound of the rain and integrate it into the practice. Today's class is going to be a bite-sized yoga class focused on the hips. Working on the hips is a great thing because depending on your sort of lifestyle, if you spend a lot of time sitting at the computer, you can find that this area might be a little bit tight. So it's really good just to open this space up. It'll help overall with, being able to get up and down, or if you have any pain in your lower back and just the overall functionality of your body. It's just a really good and important area to give a little love to. So if you like this video, if you like this style of video, please let me know in the comments down below, and be sure to like and subscribe to the video and to the channel. And if you would like to find me anywhere else on the internet, I will be sure to leave my socials for you. You can find them here and here, or I'll leave them down in the links below. Other than that, we won't need any props for today's class. It'll just be you and I on the mat in this video. So when you're ready, let's get started. So just to begin, I'm going to get you to come down in a seated position, and then I want you to bring the soles of your feet together and allow your knees to drop out. Depending on how deep you want to begin this stretch will depend on how close you have your heels towards you. So the deeper the stretch, the closer they'll be. To see if you can find a bit of a softening through the knees. So just allow gravity to take the weight of the knees as they fall down, and then you can either bring your hands around your feet, or you can bring them onto your ankles, whatever works and feels comfortable for you. And then while we're here, we'll just stay for a few moments, and we're just going to give a little bit of time to the breath and just tuning into the body. So you can either close your eyes or soften your gaze and just begin to notice the breath. Just notice as it comes in through the nose and out through the nose. And if you feel a little unsettled in this moment, we can take a nice clearing breath together. So just take a nice long inhale through the nose. Then open the mouth and side release. And let yourself just really drop into your body, fully arrive as you are. So as we move into the hip space today, I want you to really pay close attention to the sensations that arise throughout the body. Something that I've learned throughout my time is that the body is this incredible, intelligent being, and it often offers us a lot of information. Yet we get so caught up in the loudness of our mind that we don't ever hear what is occurring within the body. We don't ever hear or open up this line of communication. So the hip area, like many other areas throughout the body, tends to hold our emotions. So if we find that we experience something that is quite intense, instead of processing this emotion, we might hold onto it in the emotional body, and then that translates into the physical body. So the best way to be able to release this energy is to begin to silence the mind by connecting to the breath, noticing the rhythm of the breath. And then when you notice that silence, you then start to tune into the conversation that your body is having with you. And unlike the mind, the body communicates non-verbally, so not necessarily through words, but through sensation. So to be able to hear what's going on, we need to pay close attention to these sensations. And sometimes they might be really gross, so they might feel really intense or loud. Sometimes they might also just be quite subtle. But whatever it is, I want you to really open up to that space and just allow whatever needs to be expressed to come through. And then you'll find over time, as you continue to do this, you'll become more attuned to the conversations of the body, and you'll be able to create a wonderful process of releasing emotions instead of holding them. So when you're ready, take a nice long inhale through the nose. Open the mouth and side release. You can slowly begin to open your eyes. I just want you to bring your hands behind you, point your fingers away from you, and then just plant the soles of the feet. Take them just a bit further than hip width apart. We're just going to begin to warm up the hips just a little. So I want you to drop your knees over towards one side. See if you can keep your torso nice and straight. And then as you inhale, draw your knees up. Exhale, drop them to the other side. Inhale, come up. Exhale. Inhale, come up. Exhale. We'll go for 6 more. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up. From here, keep your arms as they are. Just begin to straighten your right leg. And then I want you to flex the left toes, and I want you to cross the ankle over the right knee, and just see if you can just use the strength of your feet. So don't use your arms. Then from here, you can stay here if this is a nice stretch, or if you want to go a little further, you begin to bend the right knee, plant the sole of the right foot. Once again, stay here. Make sure that your left foot is flexed and you're drawing your left knee away from you. And if you want to go a little deeper, pick up your sit bones and draw them closer towards your heel. Keep grounding down through your hands, lift your chest up, and just breathe into any sensations. One more inhale. And on your next exhale, shift your hips back, extend your right leg forward, and then just plant the sole of the left foot on the outer edge of the right knee. Then you're going to keep your left arm where it is. You're going to inhale your right arm up towards the ceiling, and we come into a gentle twist. So bring your hands around your left knee, pull the knee in towards your chest, and then begin to rotate by taking your eye gaze behind you. Keep drawing up through the crown of your head, nice and long. Then slowly unravel. Fingertips go behind you. Take the left leg out, flex the right foot, cross the ankle just above your left knee without using your hands. Stay here if this is good. Otherwise, bend the left knee, plant the sole of the foot. If you want to go a little deeper, shift the sit bones closer towards the heels. Keep grounding down through the hands, lifting the chest up. Keep a nice neutral neck. Right foot is flexed and the knee draws away from you. Once again, find that nice, steady, even breath in and out through the nose. And then slowly begin to draw the sit bones back, lengthen the left leg, plant the sole of the right foot. Ground down through the right hand, inhale, draw the left arm up, and then wrap your arm around your knee, draw the knee in towards your chest, and then begin to draw up through the crown of your head, and then begin to rotate your eye gaze towards the back of your mat or your shoulder. Find that breath. Then slowly begin to unwind. Release your legs, and nice and gracefully, we're just going to roll, and we're going to come into our first downward facing dog. So when you arrive, ground down through the hands, ground down through the feet. Take a nice long inhale, draw energy up through those four corners, up towards the tailbone, and then as you exhale, push it back down into the earth. And then I want you to bend your knees nice and generously. Sink your chest to the thighs. So see if you can connect your thighs and your chest together. Keep pushing down through your hands, and then slowly begin to lengthen your heels down towards the earth. Feel a stretch in the back body. Then from here, you're going to take an inhale. You're going to draw your right leg up towards the ceiling. You're going to bend the knee and open the hip. So allow the foot to drop over towards the left side of your mat. Make sure you're evenly grounding down through both of your hands. And then if you want, you can take a few circles with the knee. One direction, then the other direction. Then from here, you're going to rise onto the ball of the left foot, and you're going to take your right knee and your foot out at a 90-degree angle from the hip. If you need to look up, you can do so.
but you want to see if you can keep this 90-degree angle. Then you're going to begin to shift your weight forward, and you're going to plant your right foot onto the outer edge of your mat with your toes pointing out towards the right. So we're really opening into the hip here, and then you're going to drop down onto your left knee. So you can stay here if this feels nice, otherwise see if you can slowly shift your hips back. Reach your hands forward, inhale, come back. Exhale, sink down towards the heel. Inhale, come forward. Last one, exhale. And as you inhale, come forward, pick up the back knee and then draw the right foot up towards the ceiling into your three-legged dog, and then bring the right foot down. Inhale, left leg draws up. Bend the knee, open the hip. Make sure you're grounding down through both of the hands, and then find your circles with your left knee. Then begin to create a 90-degree angle with your left leg and allow the left knee to come out from the hip, straight out from the hip. Then come onto the ball of the right foot, shift your weight forward, and then plant your left foot on the outer edge of your mat with your toes pointing towards the left. Drop your right knee down, keep your eye gaze forward, and then as you exhale, sink down towards your heel. Inhale, come up. Exhale. Inhale, come forward. Last exhale. Inhale, come forward. Pick up the right knee and draw the left leg out towards the ceiling. Find your three-legged dog. Then bring your toes down. If you need a cleansing breath, do so. Otherwise, on your next inhale, draw your right leg up towards the ceiling. Bend your knee and draw your knee in towards your chest, and then plant your foot between your thumbs at the top of the mat. Inhale, come into your crescent lunge. Find a little micro bend in the back knee. Draw up through the crown of your head. Maybe take your eye gaze up. And then as you exhale, pivot your back heel so it's parallel to the short edge of the mat, and find your warrior two stance. Keep bending into the front knee, grounding down through the feet. Take an inhale, draw the energy up towards the crown of your head, and then as you exhale, push it back down into the earth. On your next breath, reverse your warrior. Take your palm up towards the ceiling, eye gaze goes up, and then as you exhale, come into your extended side angle. So bring your forearm onto your front knee and extend your left fingertips up towards the top of your mat. Keep grounding down through the edges of the feet. Then on your next breath, inhale up into your warrior, and then you're going to lean towards the back leg. You're going to bend into the knee, and we're going to come into our Skandasana, our surfer's squat. If you need to, you can bring your fingertips down into the mat. If you need to, also you take your right heel forward and flex the toes up towards the ceiling. So just find the height that works for you. If you find that this is a little deep and you're up here, that's totally fine. Then from here, you're going to shift it towards the other leg. So you're going to draw up, use your fingers if you need to, plant the sole of your right foot, come onto the heel of the left, take the toes towards the ceiling. We're going to move through once more on each side. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come down. On your next inhale, come up. Walk your fingertips in towards the middle of the mat. Have both of your feet parallel to the short edge. Inhale, lift the chest. Eye gaze goes forward, and then exhale. Come into your wide-legged forward fold. Draw the crown of your head towards the mat. Find that nice, steady, even breath. And slowly begin to rise. Bring your hands onto your hips. Then point your heels in, your toes out. And on your next breath, we're going to sink down into our goddess pose. So draw up through the crown of your head. And then for 3, we're going to pulse. 3, 2, 1. Then from here, point your left toes towards the back of your mat. Pivot onto your back heel. And then we find our high crescent lunge. Then slowly drop your back knee. Bring your right hand down. Untuck your right toes. Take your left fingertips up towards the ceiling. Revolve low lunge. Then from here, you're going to straighten up, take an inhale, sweep your arms up. And then as you exhale, bring your hands through center. Slowly begin to bring your hands onto your knees and then straighten your arms to draw your torso back. Feel nice and long through the crown of the head. And then as you exhale, come down. You're going to walk your left foot to the edge of the mat. Bring your hands underneath the shoulders, and we're going to find our lizard pose. I want you to come onto the edge of the left foot, so the knife edge of that foot, and allow your toes to point away from you at a 45-degree angle, and just let your knee drop out to the side. Connect to a nice, steady, even breath here. Breathing into the hip space. And once again, just paying attention to the body sensations. What sort of conversation is occurring, and how can I be present for it? Then when you're ready, plant the sole of the left foot. You're going to walk your right fingertips off of the mat, squeeze your thumb towards your fingers, and then you're going to begin to draw your left arm up. We're going to come into our thigh stretch here, so draw your right foot towards your sit bone. See if you can grab onto your foot with your hand. I want you to shift your hips back and see if you can connect your foot towards your sit bone. So your front leg is going to straighten. And then as you exhale with this connection, slowly begin to sink into the front thigh. Begin to puff your heart up towards the ceiling. Keep connecting to a nice, steady, even breath. Slowly release. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Tuck your back toes, pick up your back knee. Then you're going to bring your right foot to the outer edge of your right hand. Squat down and then bring your hands in front of your heart. Draw up to the crown of your head. Find your breath. On your next inhale, begin to rise. Draw the arms up. Take your eye gaze up. Exhale, bring your hands through center. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, begin to sink down. Bring your hands down, and then you're going to step back into your downward facing dog. From here, take an inhale, rise to the balls of the feet, wave into your plank position. Exhale, move through your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Then we repeat the other side. Inhale, draw the left leg up towards the ceiling. Draw the knee in towards the chest. Then plant the foot between the thumbs at the top of the mat. Inhale into your crescent lunge. Begin to rise. Take your eye gaze up towards the ceiling. Exhale, open out into your warrior two. Keep grounding down through the soles of the feet. Take a nice long inhale up towards the crown of your head. Exhale, push that energy down. On your next inhale, reverse your warrior. And then as you exhale, find your side angle pose. Reach through the fingertips. Keep bending into the front knee. Make sure the back foot is grounded down. And as you inhale, come up. Then as you exhale, begin to straighten your left leg. Bend into your right knee as you come down into your squat. Make sure your left heel is rooted. If you need to, you bring your fingertips down into the mat. As you inhale, come up, shift it to the other side. If you want to challenge yourself, you can keep your hands off the floor. Inhale, draw up. Last one. You're going to point your right toes towards the back mat. You're going to pivot your back foot and you're going to rise into your crescent lunge. And then from here, because I missed a move, we're going to pivot back to the long edge into our wide-legged forward fold, and then you're going to begin to fold. You gotta laugh at yourself sometimes. We all make mistakes. It's natural, it's human. We just keep moving forward. So here in your wide-legged forward fold, just work to draw the crown of your head down. Take an inhale, begin to rise. Exhale, fold. Next inhale, bring your hands onto your hips, begin to rise all the way up. Draw your heels in, point your toes out. Then on your next breath, begin to sink down. Find your goddess pose. Really root down through the heels, draw up through the crown of the head. And then we find 3 pulses.
And now we'll take it to our crescent lunge. So point your right toes towards the back of the mat. Pick up your back toes. Come into the ball of the foot. So just move slow as you transition. Inhale, draw your arms up. And then as you exhale, drop your back knee. Come into your low lunge. Find your breath. Slowly begin to bring your hands down, bring them onto your knee, and then begin to straighten your torso, draw up through the crown of your head. And then as you exhale, left hand comes down, right hand comes up. Then bring your right hand down and walk your right foot out towards the edge of the mat. I want you to come onto the knife edge of your right foot, point your toes away from you at a 45-degree angle, ground down through your hands. See if you can draw your heart forward. Then slowly replant your right foot, and you're going to walk your left fingertips off of the mat. Draw your thumb and your fingers towards each other. Stretch up through your right fingers, and then begin to reach for your foot behind you. Then shift your hips back as you straighten your right leg, and then begin to sink forward. Keep that connection between the foot and the sit bones, and puff your heart up towards the ceiling. Slowly begin to unravel. Keep your right foot down, ground your hands underneath your shoulders, pick up your back knee, and then draw your left foot to the outer edge of your left hand, sink down. Bring your hands in front of your heart, find your squat position. Inhale, rise, draw the arms up, high gaze goes up. Exhale, come through center. Inhale, exhale, squat. Just take a moment here. What sensation can you feel within the body? Then nice and slow, bring your hands down. Step back into your downward facing dog. Take an inhale, rise to the ball of the feet, shift into your plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a nice inhale through the nose. Exhale, side release. Then we inhale, right leg draws up towards the ceiling. Bend the knee, draw the knee in towards the chest, plant the foot between the thumbs. Take your fingertips slightly forward, push into your right leg, float your back leg up. Come into your standing splits, draw the crown of your head down. I want you to point through your floating leg. Then nice and slow, bend into your standing knee, wobble and shake. Draw your left knee in towards your chest. Sweep your arms up. And then as you exhale, bring your right hand onto the outer part of your left knee and take your left arm behind you. Maybe take your eye gaze behind you. Then slowly release the arms, draw them back up. Flex your left foot and then cross your foot above your right knee. So you exhale, bring your hands through center and begin to bend into your standing leg. Sink your hips down. Keep your chest lifted, take your eye gaze forward. You can stay here, or if you want to go a little deeper, you can bring your hands onto your left leg. Or if you want to go a little deeper, bring your fingertips down onto the floor. Keep bending into your right knee. Feel into those sensations. See if you can settle the mind with the breath. Keep grounding down. Then nice and slow, you're going to begin to slide your right leg down, and you're going to bring the pinky toes next to each other. So the left leg crosses over the right leg, and we come into this cross-legged forward fold. Keep a little micro bend in the knees. Take an inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold. Then ground down through the left foot. Take the right leg behind you. Bend into the left knee. Step the right toes towards the back of the mat. Plant your hands. Take your leg out into a three-legged dog. Then bring the left toes down. Connect to your breath. Then we move to the other side. Inhale, left leg draws up. Bend the knee, draw the knee in towards the chest. Plant the foot between the thumbs at the top of the mat. Fingertips come forward.
Begin to float your right leg up into the air and come into your standing splits. Draw the crown of your head down. Feel the strength in your leg. Start to bend into your left knee. Draw your right knee up towards your chest. Raise your arms. Then bring your left hand onto the outer knee. Take your right arm behind you. Find your twist. Feel the strength of your legs. Then nice and slow, inhale, draw your arms back through center. Flex your right foot, cross it above your left knee. Bend into your standing leg and sink your hips down. Once again, keep lifting the heart. If you want to go deeper, you bring your hands onto your right leg, or you can bring your fingertips down onto the mat. Keep flexing the right foot. Keep working to draw the right knee down. Nice and slow, you're going to release the right foot. So bringing the edges of both pinky toes to touch. Keep a little micro bend in the knees. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold over the thigh. Ground down through the right foot. So the foot in front, draw the left foot behind you. Bend into the right knee, nice and slow. Bring the left toes down. Plant the hands. Draw your right leg out. Find your three-legged dog. Then when you're ready, bring your right toes down. Bring your feet together. Take your eye gaze between your thumbs, bend your knees, and step or hop towards the top of the mat. Inhale, come into your flat back. And as you exhale, bend into the knees, take the knees out wide. See if you can come down with control onto your sit bones. When you arrive, walk your feet out forward. Take an inhale, draw the arms up. Exhale, begin to sink down. When you arrive onto your back, draw your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a nice big squeeze. Then grab onto the outer edges of the feet. Draw the elbows inside of the knees and come into your happy baby. If this is too much for you, you can just grab onto the knees and keep pulling the knees down. But just make sure wherever you are, that the back of the head and the back of the lower back is grounded down towards the earth. Find a few breaths. And then when you're ready, nice and slow, release your legs. Extend your legs out. Come into our Shavasana, windshield wiper your feet from side to side. Allow the back of the head and the heart to feel heavy. So as we've created all that heat and all that movement, our body is communicating to us right now in multiple ways. Through different kinds of sensations, which can look like heat, or coolness, or tingling, or vibrations, whatever it is. Allow yourself to settle into the body. And just find a couple of moments here in stillness to really integrate that information, to allow that information to be fully heard and seen and expressed. So you can stay here for as long as you feel works for you. Whenever you feel intuitively within the body that it's time to arise. So I will leave that decision completely up to you. I really appreciate you being here for this class today. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.